What's up, guys? Ninja, and I'm going to start this over again.
Alfred, I'll
So, to basically talk about God and religion and whatnot, and I don't like this guy on the left. He kind of reminds me of a person I used to know. He used to be a friend. I would not call him a friend anymore. But reminds me of him, and basically bad vibes off of that. And then I have no idea who I was on the right, but
I'll apologize in advance because Paul's
Sure.
Canadian, and uh, and so he's got a slight. He might not be as up to speed on some things, but here's my confusion, Alfred.
Mhm.
It I don't know. Maybe I expressed confusion in a way that I don't know because you're saying I want to call in and say from a Christian, here's why I voted for Trump.
Yes,
Uh,
you guys often talk
um,
about.
yeah.
um,
Mhm.
What's your primary reason as a Christian for voting for Trump?
Sure. Well, I believe that God is a God of peace, and I voted for Trump because I thought, and I still think, he'll end the bloodshed in Ukraine. I think it's immoral what's going on there. It's
Alfred,
immoral for Trump.
Alfred, Alfred, no,
Yes.
I don't take you seriously. You've called before with this God is a God of peace, and you think Trump is the president of peace. After what happened in the Oval Office just the other day with the president of a country that's been at war for years sitting there being berated by our president while the rest of the world points at us, we are becoming the Christo fascist. Trump is in the Oval Office trying to lecture Zelensky and talking about World War III. And you're calling in to suggest that Trump is going to bring peace to Ukraine because Trump is a man of peace and Trump is a man of God and God is a God of peace. Let me tell you that even if there's peace in Ukraine, a lasting peace in Ukraine does nothing to demonstrate that Trump is a man of God, that God is a God of peace, or anything else. So all you're actually saying is you think that Trump is more likely to create peace in Ukraine than somebody else, the other candidates, right?
That's one of my points.
Okay. Is Ukraine going to exist at the end of this as an independent state, or is Russia going to control it?
Well, I don't hate Russia. There's a lot of Russia
Alfred,
phobia on this.
Alfred, I didn't ask you if you hated Russia or anything else. You are approaching, like, once again, dishonest as fuck caller level. I asked,
I'm sorry.
in your estimation, will you think that peace is going to occur in Ukraine? Is Ukraine going to be controlled by Russia? Is that what you consider peace?
If people aren't dying and they're not being press ganged into a
Yes,
war they
I'm
can't
sorry,
win,
Alfred. I'm sorry, Alfred, but the lack of people dying is not the same as peace. And you can have nobody dying with an absolute dictatorial control that does not allow freedom. We're not in favor
Mhm.
of that.
So you're willing to fight this war to the last dead Ukrainian, is what it sounds like to me. It's
Oh,
immoral.
it's not
No.
immoral to defend yourself from invasion from others.
Some of them, it's not a choice. They're being press ganged into fighting, and many of them are
Alfred,
leaving. The Russian soldiers
Alfred,
are finding 4 year
Alfred,
old boys
fuck off.
fighting.
Alfred, yes, I will fight to the death for freedom. Get some
yeah.
integrity. Stop supporting fascism because you think that you're comfortable in a fascist peace. I don't care why you voted for Trump. You voted for the worst world.
Okay. May I ask a question?
I guess.
I guess.
Thank you. I consider myself something of a follower of Sam Harris. I have four of his books, and I know that he went through his, there's no God phase, the earth isn't 5,000 years old. And I'm happy for him that he got through that phase. I've discovered Nietzsche more recently, and he went through it too, and he was much more sophisticated, so it was even shorter for him. And I mean, I don't mean an insult. You, what, it's been over 20 years, and you're still in this, there is no God. Oh, prove to me there's a God. Like Nietzsche and Sam Harris were above all that. Why are you still in this mode? Just curious.
Because I'm better than Nietzsche or Sam.
Really?
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Okay. I mean, they kind of moved on past it.
Yeah, that's their problem. Much like you've moved beyond freedom to just being okay with a status quo that doesn't allow for freedom and individuality and just allows for peace at the expense of those things. If Sam has in fact moved on to where, by the way, does Sam believe in God now, Alfred? No, he doesn't.
That's a good point. No, he doesn't.
Does Sam believe that religious arguments are valid? No, he doesn't. Does Sam believe that it's rational to believe in a God? No, he doesn't. Does Sam believe that Trump is a man of peace? No, he doesn't. Does Sam agree with you on Trump and Ukraine? No, he doesn't. So while you can point to Sam and Nietzsche and think that in your view of what you think is sophisticated, they considered this God thing and moved on and left you guys alone. The reason I'm better than Sam and better than Nietzsche is that I won't leave you guys alone. I will not stop pointing out that the theists have continually failed to meet their burden of proof and have
That's one thing that I want to point out was they don't have a burden of proof. That's an imaginary thing that atheists created, basically. The reason why the other two moved on is because they realized, I don't know about one of them, but the other one probably, Nietzsche, he probably was like, there's nothing I can do here. And he moved on because there's nothing you can do. Like the people that thought, um, that thought spoke of those things are long past, and there's no way to prove or disprove it. So that's basically what my argument was. Your argument was you're saying that they have this burden of proof. Well, I'm saying so do you. You have to you have to prove that they're wrong, that this stuff didn't happen, that this isn't reality, that they're wrong, that God isn't real. And simply saying no doesn't suffice, or denying someone else doesn't suffice, especially when we have old like Bibles and books and whatnot from way back in the day, from um, people and their history and whatnot. Like you can say whatever the hell you want, but and a lot of these people they created a lot of the things that we use today. I think it was Jordan Peterson who was like, I don't know that if God is real or not, but what I do know is that a person who believes in God created a lot of the systems that we use today, and because of that, he has respect for their religion, even if he doesn't believe. And I think that's when Nietzsche turned away from this discussion, was because there's no way to really prove or disprove it. It's just leave it alone kind of deal. And the fact that you keep on it is just because you see it as a cash cow. That's the whole reason why you keep on talking about it. And you keep on punching down. It's like a lot of North American streamers, basically. Like Bronze to Challenger series. Like, you made it really by yourself cool, but it's a team game, and the fact that you're influencing the North America to play selfishly, that's why North America keeps losing, basically. And I think that's what's going on in the world today. Is like it may be on purpose or not on purpose, right? But we keep on paying people to lead, and these people are leading off of a cliff. Basically, I quit, and I am the best League of Legends player in the world, or at least North America. But I quit because it was just there was no team, and so I couldn't play. So I was like, fuck it. You know, in other nations or in other religions, or not religion, in other nations rather, there's teamwork, and I could play there. But you know what I'm saying?
Continually made the world worse. And I'm not convinced that Sam has moved on from any of those things. But if he did, it wouldn't matter. Because while you want to pretend that you're somehow comparing and evaluating whether or not Sam is more reasonable than me, or I'm more reasonable, or if I've graduated enough, at the end of the day, you still haven't demonstrated any good reason to believe in God. And I am here talking to hundreds of thousands of people demonstrating why there isn't a good reason to believe in God, doing it over and over again, and correcting the misinformation that you try to spread that diminishes freedom and dignity. So I'm definitely better than you.
I don't know.
Alfred, your question is like calling up a fourth grade teacher and saying, why do you go on and on about fractions and go on and on about multiplication tables when there are so many mathematicians who do much more advanced algebra than that, and they're multiplying matrices and doing all these things and differentiating and all this stuff? And you're like, no, because we're here addressing the fifth graders is the answer to the question. We're talking to people who are not.
I like it.
That can be said with the other side too, of why to believe in religion. We're talking to the people, the fifth graders who believe. It's just because you don't. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is why Nietzsche and all them are just like, fuck it, whatever. Religion's just, it's a thing that we just can't get rid of.
Cool.
Okay.
I never will.
One thing I would note, you guys were talking about the existence of Jesus, and like this is established in academia. Like, there's nothing we can say with certainty
Alfred?
about the past.
No. Alfred, I don't have any problem at all with the fact that most historians think that Jesus existed. Mm-hmm. I'm not a mythicist, but the mythicists have a point. And historians think that Jesus existed because when people are referred to in documents that are generally viewed as historical, as if they existed as a person, then we just presume that they were, because it's not as likely that they were made up. I'm not asserting that Jesus did not exist. I'm saying that apart from the assumption historians make, which may in fact be reasonable, there is no way to confirm that Jesus existed, that he said or did anything, that any of the miracles associated with him occurred, that he was killed and died and stored in a tomb and resurrected. None of those things are historical facts that are confirmable. When you try to suggest that us merely pointing out that mythicism cannot be falsified, that nobody's demonstrated it, when you point out that historians generally accept that Jesus existed, you are no longer engaging in things honestly, because neither Paul nor myself are mythicists, and neither of us are saying that we can confirm he didn't exist. The fact that historians use methods that generally assume people existed does not in fact confirm their existence.
Sure, and history is a different field. There's no experiment you can run to demonstrate Caesar existed. It's
correct.
Yeah.
But if in fact Jesus existed and Jesus was God, God wouldn't need us to run an experiment. God could confirm it right now to everybody, right?
No. I mean, yes, but why would he?
And you perhaps weren't listening carefully. I have a whole chapter. I have a whole chapter.
Why doesn't he? Why would he? You see what I'm saying? Like no matter what, if you come at this from an atheist or what's it called antagonist or was atheist or theist, right? If you're equal in the footing and you ask as an atheist, well, why doesn't he prove it? Well, as a theist, why would he? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why would an alpha pay attention to a beta when there's alpha shit to do? Basically. So, like, God doesn't know who the fuck you are. Most people, realistically, shouldn't care who the hell you are. And you're sitting in your room and you're like, well, if he was real, he would prove it. And it's like, who the hell are you? Why do you think you're important enough for him to prove it? Fuck it. I don't care what you think. Oh, wow. The handful of people that you know don't believe me anymore. Oh, no. Whereas the whole fucking nation still believes in me. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
In my upcoming book about how defending that Jesus existed. So I'm absolutely no one on this show,
There's too much.
again,
I mean,
is
and
attempting
especially
to say.
cover up. Like in the Gospels, the way the story is told is the Jewish crowds were responsible for the death of Jesus, and it looks to be like a cover up. Like the Gospel authors wanted to get along with the Romans.
Alfred, I don't need you to give me what your take is on the Gospels. I need you to present evidence
See?
that the Gospels are telling a true story.
But who the hell are you to provide anything for? Like, what are you bringing other than doubt? Where's your proof that what you're saying is true? Or that what I'm saying isn't true? Where's your proof that religion isn't real? Where's your proof that God didn't do this or that? So far, all you have is, well, he ain't proving it right now in my room, in my mom's basement. He's not showing up for some reason. Yeah, it's because who the fuck cares who you are? Like, God don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? A real, if he's real, he's not gonna notice you. You're some dumb bald fuck in his room somewhere. You don't give a fuck. And you're a friend of some fat ass who just don't, who fucking cares who you two are? Like, who gives a fuck? Congratulations, you have books or a big fucking deal that don't matter. It's literally even. That's why Nietzsche probably backed off of this topic, because as much as they can't prove that he is, you just as much can't prove that he isn't. So, because of that, they just, by discussion, that we can never go anywhere on, and they left it alone. They just like, either people believe or they don't. Who cares? Who's it hurting? Nobody. People take advantage of it. That's fucked up. Yes. And that's where you should get involved and at least keep them playing honest. But that's as far as that goes. Like, let them be. Like, just protect them from the fucking evil that is. Like, they're farm animals. Like, one way or another, that's what God's seen them as. That's why he was a shepherd, basically, right? And they're basically a farm. If they want to be a farm and they want to do this stupid little pathetic, they want to just live this basic life, let them. You know what I'm saying? If they gotta go to work, they gotta make a living, they gotta pay their bills and shit. They gotta, the minimum at the very least. And I believe there should be a world where they work only 20 hours to pay bills, and they shouldn't have to work a 40-hour job. You know what I'm saying? Just to pay for the booty ass house. Like, that's bullshit. And 3 days of a week or of work a week should be enough, to pay for your house. 3 days a week, like I would say 6 days a month. You work 6 days a month, you have your house. A little shitty house, you know what I'm saying, but you live, do whatever the fuck you want. That's basically what it is. So
like right now?
No, well,
Can you?
if you want.
I don't think I could provide anything you would accept, which is fine. I understand how you evaluate evidence.
Now, let me ask. When you say you don't think
Sure.
you could provide anything that I would accept, is that because you are irrational and accept things without sufficient evidence, or because my standards of evidence are higher than they should be?
I think it's a mix of both.
Yeah, fair answer.
Okay. How could your evidential standards be too high for the claim that there is a magical being that is eternal, exists outside of space-time, exists potentially as a trinity?
You don't know what space-time is, and you don't know what a trinity is. You've only known about what those are as far as they've been written about, and those writings may very well be about God.
Came down and took human form to sacrifice itself to itself while performing
Or offered a part of itself. You missed.
physics violating miracles in order to serve as a loophole to allow us to experience an afterlife.
Or maybe that was written in by somebody because there is transcripts of the Bible, and there's no original Bible or original source in the Hebrew language or whatever. It's all translated, and from one language to another, like the meanings change so much. Like if you go on to what's it called, uh, Google Translate, and take a phrase or a statement, a paragraph, right, and you translate like 3 times, it changes the meaning so much of what you're talking about. And you're expecting it to be perfect for some reason. Like,
that God is in control of. How can your standards of evidence be too high for that claim?
Well, I would just note you used the word magical, and as soon as you said that, I basically tuned out because.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, Alfred.
notice how you just talk over him. You refuse to let him speak. This is a known tactic by the right currently, where you have a reason to mark us wrong. So instead of letting you have that, I'm going to speak over you until you let me correct it so that I'm right again.
Alfred, if some being is able to violate the laws of physics, is magic not a viable description for that?
Sure. The word also has its sense, as I'm sure you know, and I don't feel like I'm dealing with an honest person when I hear that word.
You are, and the reason you feel that way is because you're not an honest person. Because I just sit here and presented. Shut up and listen. I just sat here and.
So basically, you're being a bully at that point. This is exactly what my friend would do. But basically, the other guy, the reason why he's basically feeling dismissed, basically, because the word magical implies like ooh la la, like clowns and shit, like you're not taking it seriously, is what he's coming to. And just because you're presenting in such a way doesn't mean anything. So I've had enough. But anyways, the point, my point still stands. I think most people would agree with me. I think Nietzsche agree with me. Nietzsche, whatever the fuck his name is, whatever. That the reason why he walked away from it is because there is no pull. There is no way to prove and or disprove. There's no way. There's no way you can expect this from me, but I'm expecting that from you. You don't have it, well, neither do I. So it's a standstill. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, that's what it is. So yeah, that's it. Anyways, I feel like it's important because Baldass being an asshole right now, like this is why I don't like him. Like, look at him.
And presented you with a dilemma to address. You are, and the reason you feel.
You know, and I don't feel like I'm dealing with an honest person when I hear that word.
You are. You are. And the reason you feel that way is because you're not an honest person. Because I just sit here
You
and
can't read my
presented,
mind.
shut up and listen. I just said,
Like, he has done nothing. Like, the guy on the other side has done nothing but listen. He's hella polite, hella nice, and hella just listening to you. And you're being an asshole. And this is what assholes do. And this is why, like, conservatives and the right, this is their advantage right now. Is the left is too soft and like, well, we're trying to balance the issue, and the right's just like, fuck you, and just trying to win. And then the left's like, we're trying to balance it, and it's like, I'm trying to win. The whole government will be mine. And the left's like, the government is ours. And it's like, yeah, ours as in mine, ours, ha ha ha. That's what the right says. And that's the fight right now. Like, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the left is getting more and more forced. But we're losing so much, and finally, boom, it's going to come back. And that's kind of what's going on here. Like, you're creating this darkness, and it's better to just let them be in the light. Just let them exist. And let them know we can't prove it and or disprove it. And live your life how you want, basically. Like, me personally, I just live my life like a cop is always watching. Even if he isn't real, and I could have got away with raping that girl, it's better for me to not rape that girl. It's better for her to not rape that girl. So I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because God was watching, basically. And if he isn't, it doesn't matter. That girl's going to go and do. She's the next president because I didn't rape her. You know what I'm saying? This is an example. It's to use. I'm just trying to use the most thing, something that strikes straight to your mind and to your core and to your heart. But yeah, there you go. So for any decision in the world, like, oh, this is two drug zones watching, you have in the back of your mind, like, God's watching, you just don't do it. Don't do it. And that's been my life. That's been my choice, and that's been my disease. And it seems like to you, in your sense, you're a fucked up person and you done evil shit, and you just don't want that to be true because those times you raped them girls, you don't want to face up to it. You'd rather just die and go in a hole and be like, ha ha ha, I got away with it, murder, ha ha, whatever. And you don't want an afterlife and the pearly gates, and then where it's like, you have raped, it's like, no, and you burn in hell for all eternity because it's shitty life for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't deserve it. You didn't earn it. So that's why you don't want to believe it. It's a theory, a game theory, as they say, but it's a theory. And the point is, like, again, there's no proof one way or another. But in the sense that, like, if I'm right, I'm in the clear. And if I'm wrong, well, at least she had a good life. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Because what the fuck did you get at it? Oh, yeah, I busted my nut. Oh, yeah, I felt so good. Oh, congratulations, you got a cheap thrill out of ruining her life. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, that's why I don't like you. Again, I don't know who that is on the right of him, but considering the fact you're his friend, you're probably a fucker too, because this guy is a fucker, and he only probably would be friends with either naive idiots or equally your fucker. So, or you're gay, and I don't know. But anyways, be well, be happy, be safe, God bless, and Godspeed, and God, 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 and fuck Baldy. Okay, peace.